This year, here in West Texas, we're having a very dry harvest season, and we're having very dry, low relative humidity days during the ginning season, and so it's tough to add moisture back regardless of what moisture applicator we have. But in comparison, the Steamroller I at neighboring gins to these with the new Steamroller II, I'm seeing that we're not having to work as hard with the Steamroller II. We have two of the gins that can hold very steadily in the 50 bales per hour. And then one of them can hold in the mid-70s and go even higher than that, bales per hour, and are not having any problem whatsoever with capacity. The Steamroller II, if you have a very short lint slide now, at this time, from our experience, I would really discourage you from going with the Steamroller II. I would encourage you to go more with the Steamroller I because the Steamroller I is more, the bat comes out of the Steamroller I at a higher height above the slide than the Steamroller II. And so if you have a short slide, we can actually pack more cotton into a short slide with the one than we can with the two. The two is very well suited for a generous slide and where we don't have to pause the cotton a whole lot. As far as the fans, we will still use a number 30 size fan for the moist air to move the moisture or moist air from the humid air unit up to the steamroller to the point of application. We will also use another number 30 fan to pull the exhaust air off. Same size motors, 10 horsepower for the moist air, 15 horsepower for the exhaust. So those remain the same. If you have a bell moisture sensing device like a Tex-Max or a Vomax, those would certainly be able to be reused. If the humid air unit is in good condition, then it can certainly be reused too. Bear in mind that the Steamroller II is very forgiving for running higher levels of moist air, what I would call gallons per minute of evaporated water, than the Steamroller I was able to operate. So if the old humid air unit is struggling now to make moist air, especially in the dry, hot afternoon, then the Steamroller II, being even more efficient at using that, but you may wish for the ability to generate more moist air. It would be the same. On the moist air pipe, we would use 12-inch pipe, just as we did before. On the exhaust air, I would recommend 16-inch diameter pipe. Now, the other thing that I would certainly recommend is that an auxiliary heater, like a 1 million BTU small auxiliary heater, would be a necessity for the Steamroller II, because we are applying the moist or the dry heated air to warm the bottom of the slide just like before. There's also some points on the sides of the steamroller housing that we apply the dry hot air to keep warm, and we also push some dry heated air through the drum, the perforated rotating drum, just before we pick the cotton back up. And that pipe would be 12-inch now, but drawing or robbing the dry heated air off of the humid air unit like we have done in some installations in the past is not appropriate for the Steamroller II. Because we're applying the moist air within the Steamroller II, when the bat exits the Steamroller II, then it still has to be stored while the press boxes are rotating, but it has to slide down from that point on down to the charger of the press. And if we do not keep the bottom of the slide where the cotton is going to be moving toasty warm, it's going to stop. It's going to put the brakes on. And the colder the ambient temperatures are, the worse the problem will be. But we also have these other points on the Steamroller II that we apply the dry hot air to also. And it's to reduce the cleaning, to keep it at a minimum, the cleaning of the drum, the cleaning of the sides, just really things that we learned from the field testing last year that we improved on.
I see.
There is, and depending on how old the Steamroller one that the customer has to consider trading in, depends on how much of that we may be able to even reuse some of the parts. The perforated drum is the same size, same type of perforated drum that we use in the Steamroller II. The Dolphin roller from the old Steamroller is the same type of roller. The control cabinet, where we have the alternating frequency drive, that's the same. So there are some things that will have a value to us of trading in. And of course, if the Steamroller I is a good shape, because we're not obsoleting the Steamroller I, there would be a market for a good used Steamroller I that would be factory refurbished here. Based on our experience, we're very confident that really all that we're going to have to do is to make some very small changes that we will be making on all three of them, and they're just minor little things. So our confidence level is very high now that we're looking for opportunities to put these farther away from just West Texas now. Thanks for allowing me to visit with you today about it.